few other certifications as well. I have also led a team of 9 members in conducting the limited review. I have also done the certification course on financial modeling. I have hands-on experience on working with softwares like Tally, Zap, ERP, Plum, Oreon, etc. Recently, I joined an non-profit organization where I conducted online drives. This is the brief about myself, sir.
Okay, great. So, can you tell any 3 instances or any 3 findings from articleship days that you want to share with us?
Sure, sir. It would be my pleasure. The main things are the teamwork, sir. How to team with the other people around your team, how to be a team player, how to lead the team as well. And apart from that, how to deal with the clients, because as it's an audit role, we need to deal with the clients on a daily basis. Few people would think that you are just of a child where you are not even experienced as I am. The persons who we are dealing with would be of experience of 20-30 years as well, where we are around only 20 to 25. So we need to make the other person feel that we are worth of the thing what we are doing. And apart from that, balancing both the studies as well as the articleship, doing the job as well, will teach us how to balance the work-life balance. So these are the major 3 learnings.
Great. So, like I could see that you have conducted an audit of an automobile sector, right?
Yes, sir.
Automobile software. So, can you tell the audit procedure for checking the revenue of an automobile sector?
Sure, sir. Basically, in automobile sector, it's a dealership based company. So they purchase the cars and they'll sell the cars. Based on the margins, they'll run the company. So on how to check the revenue means, they'll sell the cars to every kind of person. Apart from cars, they would have spare parts, etc. So we'll take the sales ledger or the sales register what the company has, and we'll reconcile that thing with the number of cars purchased and sold out. So the difference of the purchased and sold out would be the amount of cars sold. That one. And these automobile dealers would also have another software where they'll sell the goods. Suppose we can take an example of Hyundai. So they'll have an Hyundai software as well. We can reconcile with that as well, where the Hyundai software deals with the amount of cars purchased as well as the sale. Here in the books of accounts, we'll also have that thing. So the quantities, we got it. And apart from that, we'll also check the price. The X-road price would be the price on which the car would be sold. So we'll calculate the X-road price based on the variant, the model of the car, etc. So multiplying both, we'll get the revenue. In the same way, we can do for the spare parts as well. For the spare parts, there would be a card log where we can know the model of that spare part as well as the price, whether they are selling for that. Even if some discounts are there, the percentage would be mentioned. For additional discount, they would take the permission of the management as well. So considering all these things, we can arrive the net revenue figure.
Great answer, Hitesh. So, you are auditing a company, okay? So you saw that revenue figure has been increased from 100 crore rupees to 200 crores, and in the third year it has increased to 500 crores rupees. So, what according to you can be the driving factors of a revenue?
Yeah, majorly 2 reasons would be there. Probably the volume increase or the price increase. As there is a 200 to 300% increase year on year, I don't think there might be an increase of price because the quantity would have fell down. So probably there may be increase due to the quantity. So we'll check whether the quantity has increased and the reasons for the quantity. Probably the capacity has increased, the market, they have expanded into another new market area. So because of all these reasons, we can know why the quantity has increased. So if the reason is satisfying, or then we can take that these are genuine sales.
Okay, cool. So, like you mentioned that you have led an assignment at the time of articleship, right?
Yes, sir.
So I want to know that what challenges have you faced while leading a team, and how did you overcome to it?
While managing a team, it's very difficult to allocate the work to the team because we may not know about the juniors who are well versed with the team. We need to teach them as well as give the work and also check what the work they are doing as well. And at the same time, we are new to our work as well because we haven't been in the leadership role prior, if it's the first time leadership. So we need to understand the situation know the feedback from our managers, etc. So what work need to be allocated, and we need to sit with our juniors, explain them the concept first, and after that we need to allocate the work. Then know what are the pros and cons, which person he's doing better in his job, and allocate some work to him so that he'll understand the work as well as do, so that there would not be double checking of reviewing again and again. So taking decisions and viewpoints of all the team members would help us. Instead of having conflicting agreement with one and another, we can come to an place which would help to drive the project successfully instead of giving our point to win.
Correct. So there's a situation that a team member of yours come to you and ask that you are giving much more work to him as compared to other persons. So how will you overcome that?
Supposingly, if genuinely I have given extra work to him, then I'll say to him that I believe in you, so that you are a right and capable person of doing that. If you weren't, then I wouldn't have given it. After listening the answer, probably he would do the work because I believe in him. He trusts. I'll gain his trust. So it would be the best answer.
Okay, great. So there is a balance sheet or a financial statement in front of you, right? So what will be the most riskiest item according to you and why?
Yeah, the riskiest item would based on the industry and the specific sector the company is doing. Supposingly, if as we taken the example of automobile sector, the riskiest thing here would be the expenditure part. Apart from the purchases, the other expenses part, because these expenses would determine whether the company would be profitable or not. The sale price, export price is already fixed. The purchase price is already fixed. So other expenses, which are, if the other expenses part increases, then the profit margins decreases. So the company should play around these expenses. Cutting the cost would help them. So these are the main expenditure part. We should focus on that. Whether the company is wantedly increasing the expenses to reduce taxes or some other thing, we can check in that area.
Great. So there was a taxation introduced on a digital asset. So can you just throw a light upon it? What was the tax rate? What was the TDS rate?
I don't know specifically the tax rate and TDS rate, but I can say that putting a tax rate on digital assets in the primary stage would not help, because there are many people around us who don't know about these kind of things, who are not involved. The major population of India is not into this. So it's just like a barrier to enter. But the people who are rich and ultra rich would definitely enter and would explore that opportunities. So putting a tax rate and TDS on that wouldn't matter for the people who are rich and would explore the opportunities.
Okay. So like, why do you want to start a job and not keep studying further?
I feel that while doing a job, you need to upskill yourself, because once you stop upskilling yourself, then you are at the same position. You won't grow in your position, either in that company or in any other industry as well. So doing either the job, either the consulting or any other thing, you need to upskill, whether it may be a particular course or any small course of hardly 1 hour in a week or 2 hours in a week, which could help us to improve our thing so that we can grow up in ladder.
Okay. So like, what are the courses you're planning to do while you're working in the statutory domain? Like, for example, if you have thought of any.
Yeah. While working in statutory audit, I would like to know about the forensic audit as well, because it would help me to do my job in a better way. So forensic audit course is also conducted by our Institute of Chartered Accountants. So I can take that course. I think it's around 6 months course. So it would be beneficial for me.
Can you briefly explain any 4 new clauses or any 4 changes in the CARO 2020?
Yeah, sure. In CARO 2020, there 5 clauses were extra introduced newly. Apart from that, there were small clauses inside. Sub clauses were also introduced. The sub clause is that relating to a working capital. If there is a working capital which the company has taken above 5 crores, the auditor should check that, and whether the statements filed to the bank are in agreement with the books of accounts have to be checked, and he should give on the same. And apart from that, the internal audit system, whether it's commensurate with the books of accounts and the size of the company, nature of the company, the second thing. And the third thing is that we should give auditors opinion or auditor statement that on the consolidated financial statements as well, whether any kind of subsidiaries, associates, Caro statement or Caro report has any kind of adverse remarks in them. So if there are some, we should also report on that as well. If there are any material uncertainties regarding financial ratios, etc., that has to be mentioned. Any cash losses, any undisclosed income, which is reported in the income tax assessments, etc., that need to be. These are all the changes in Caro 2020.
Okay. You mentioned something about materiality uncertainty. Okay. So
Yeah.
I want to understand from you that what's your understanding about the word materiality and how as an auditor will you assess the materiality?
Yeah. Materiality is just the amount of figure which the auditor thinks that if any kind of misstatement would exceed this amount, would say that the financial statements are not free from misstatement. So if the misstatement increases the particular amount, it is just like a tolerable error amount of thing, which would decide the auditor that whether he should report that in his audit report or not. So materiality can be found out based on the benchmark. Suppose if any kind of industry is there where the profit is most important rather than the revenues. So based on the profit, PAT, etc., he would put a percentage, approximately 10%, 5% based on his professional judgment, which would arrive at the materiality. So if the overall misstatement, if it exceeds the materiality amount, then it's on the auditor that whether he need to do some extra sampling, check and do other audit procedures to find whether there is an actual misstatement or not. Then if it's there, then he should modify his opinion as well.
Okay, right. So what are audit risks and what are the types of audit risk?
Audit risk mainly is that the auditor giving an inappropriate audit opinion when the financial statements are materially misstated. So the audit risk is function of detection risk as well as the risk of material misstatement. In that risk of material misstatement, we have two components. The inherent risk, which says that there is a risk in the business of the company that there would be any material misstatement either due to fraud or due to error, which are not considered before the controls. But there may be controls as well. But even after considering the controls, if we couldn't prevent or detect the error, couldn't correct after finding the error, then this is called control risk.
Great. So like I want to know from you that why are you keen to join statutory audit and not any other domain?
Yeah, because I have already an experience of 3 years in statutory audit domain. Mainly I worked on 60 to 70% on the same. And I am interested in audit because I get to learn more things. I can learn about various industries as well. As I have worked in various sectors in these 3 years, I can learn more. I can improve on that, which would help me to become a professional as well. Apart from doing audit, it would help me to think differently, understand different industries, do problem solving, and many other things.
Okay. So what are your expectations as an employer from us?
Yeah. The expectations, what I feel is that the company should give me an opportunity to prove myself first thing and help me in my growth as well, to upskill myself, to give me an opportunity so that I challenge myself in the job and grow upskill, just like maybe an appreciation, promotion, which could increase the amount of work, not only amount of work, but the thinking level of mine should be improved. So these are my expectations basically.
Okay. So like we want to know like what's the salary expectations are looking for from us?
The general market range, which are competitive enough.
Okay. Thanks, Abhitesh. Like HR will get in touch with you if you're shortlisted. And thanks for it was great interviewing you and thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was great time having you took my interview.
Yes.
Wonderful. Right. So before we move to the feedback, by our mentor, Mr. Shivam, जितने भी लोग audience में हैं, right? Also people who are connected from YouTube, you saw Abhitesh give the interview, right? I want you all to think about it, take a couple of minutes, think about it. What are 3 things that he did very good that you can incorporate in your interview? And what are 3 things that he can improve, right? And that you commit that these are some mistakes that you will not make. Abhitej and everybody else, please take the feedback in a positive spirit. There is nobody here is here. I mean, nobody's here to criticize you personally or pass a personal statement. So everybody, whatever the feedback is being given, please take it in a positive spirit. That is what I would say. So let us take a couple of minutes. People who have joined from YouTube, सबसे पहले तो भाई YouTube वाली जनता पहले इसको like कर दो फटाफट, so that we get the motivation to conduct more of these sessions. And please, in the couple of minutes, think about it. What are 3 things that Abhitej did very good, and 3 things that you think he could have done well? Very concise and up to the point, very clear in thoughts. Good confidence, storytelling was good, related to his experience, technical knowledge, telling, not knowing but still giving opinion. Okay, that is a good thing. Yeah, okay. Good technical part. Okay, communication, explanation, no stammering, blabbering, was very fast to answer, great explanation, proper detailing, don't complicate your wording, be simple and confident. Again, good point. Confidence was great. Improvement, give CRO answers clause wise. He has driven his interviewer towards his strength. Okay. Confidence, explanation can improve his technical part. Okay. ठीक है. Anybody else? I hope you understand the importance of sitting on the other side of the table as well, right? That is where you'll get to know what are the things that he did right, things that he could have done better. He need to think through his answer for better delivery. Examples, he was clear. Okay. Everything he said was in the same tone. Okay. Okay. Also, just one more thing. I mean, it's good thing that we are noticing things, but when we are giving feedback, right, as easier as it is to write it down, it is extremely difficult to incorporate it in real life when we are giving the real life interview, right? So it's a good thing that you are noticing these things and telling it out. Expressing industry knowledge, which makes listener focus more uneasy on him. Answer should be point to point. Okay. The way he tackled tedious question pretty well. Okay. Nice. Wonderful. It's good to see कि जिन लोगों ने लिखा है, at least I can be rest assured कि these people are at least actively listening to it. Right. So let's move on to the feedback from our mentor. I forgot to introduce our mentor. My apologies, Mr. Shivam. He works with GT, and he's a wonderful person. Although I've not interacted with him a lot, but I've heard all the good things about him only. Right. So Shivam, over to your feedback. Now let's focus on his feedback. Right.
So yeah, Vitesh, first of all, it was a great interview, man. You had a great confidence and a great communication skills. I was really very impressed about it. So you were fluently answering every question that I was asking, even if you don't know the answer. Like that's the tedious part on the digital asset. That was the question that I thought that you will not be able to answer, and you were not able to answer. But a point there that in that question when you answered, it was not relevant, okay, according to me, because I specifically mentioned you that I want to know about the tax rate and TDS structure on the digital assets. So you mentioned you put your point of view on that. So sometimes it may not be important to share all those. Okay. Some people may feel that it is good that you're keeping a point of view, but you should be precise to what you have asked for. Okay. Second thing that I found yourself you were wrong with, it is for all of you. Like when as an interviewer I'm asking, like an interviewer asking that 3 key findings from articleship days or 3 key things that you have come up in articleship days. We don't want to listen something about interpersonal. Okay, you interact with the client, you have started interacting with the client, you have started managing the team. This may be very commonly done by everyone. So instead of that, you should incorporate something 3 key observation that you have come up from your audit experiences. Or if you don't have much of audit experiences, talk about any refund cases or any tax savings you have done for a client. Okay, if I consider my case, what I have answered in this thing was like in a government PSA company, Index 116 has been was implemented by me, and I helped the managers of that company to implement Index 116. This was the first point. The second point that I mentioned is, again, in a listed company, the payroll procedure was not very good. So I helped the HR heads during and tried to streamline the payroll process. And the third thing was in an NBFC listed company again, where I was able to find out the deferred tax asset and deferred tax liability using the grandfathering rule, if anyone knows what's grandfathering rule. So these three were my technical points, and after that, my interview was driven upon these three things only. Okay, if you mention something about interpersonal or something like that, then interviewer might tend to ask you about the technical questions, and the sky is the limit for technical questions, right? He can ask anything from on taxes or index or something like that. But if you give him something from this question to ask about, then your interview will be go upon around this only. Okay, around your articleship experience, so it will be beneficial for you. So three key findings: you talk about interpersonal, which I was not expecting from you to answer, so that was something you need to improve. Then again, coming to the last question I asked about was related to the your salary expectations. So again, this is a subjective topic. So some say that quote a range, some say don't quote a range. But I personally feel if an interviewer asking you that what's the salary expectation, instead of making a story that industry standards, etc., you should definitely tell him a range, and tell him a range as per your understanding and as per your research, whatever that role is offering. Okay, so these particular three things that I found in an interview was a negative thing. But other than that, very good answering question, very good communication skills, and very good confidence level.
Wonderful, wonderful. Just to add on, I found Abhitesh, your interview was very candid. I thought you didn't try to fake anything, right? But it was very genuine. There was genuinity, and I could feel that you have done some solid work during your articleship. So that is what was reflecting in the answers that you said. Otherwise, it's a good interview. I really liked it. So great, yaar. Keep going forward. It's a wishes from us all. So let's move on. एक और ले ले क्या? Let's take one more.
Sure.
Let's take one more. ठीक है. Is there anybody who wants to get roasted? Who wants to give their interview? Anybody who's interested can raise their hands. कोई है interested? Is there anybody who would like to give an interview? You can raise your hand. Public carry. Anybody? There's nobody in the chat. If chat disabled है, okay, ठीक है. Shrushtidhar is saying, please take my interview. Okay, is there anybody else? कोई भी नहीं है. Otherwise, we'll take Shrushtidhar's. ठीक है. He's also connected from laptop, and his video is also on. ठीक है, Shrushtidhar. Let's Anshika Agrawal. Where is Anshika? I can't find Anshika.
Yeah, she has hand, but I guess she's from mobile, if I'm not wrong. She's connected from phone.
So Anshika, are you prepared? How prepared are you? Are you prepared well enough?
You can unmute yourself, Anshika, if you are allowed.
Yeah. She can unmute. You can unmute yourself, Anshika.
Sir, I have prepared a little bit, but
Anshika, your internet connection is a bit of a problem.
okay. Am I audible now?
You're audible,
Yes.
but there's a background noise.
See. Sir, please give me some time to plug on my earphone.
Okay, let's start with Shrushtidhar by then.
Sir,
I'm muting you, Anshika. I'm muting you. Shrushtidhar, can you please send us your resume on a private chat? I mean, here only private chat.
Yeah.
sir, 1 second. I wanted to thank Shivam sir for taking my interview. I was on mute, so I couldn't unmute myself again.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you.
It was my pleasure. And great going. I wish you all the very best for it.
Yeah, and thank you, Umang sir, as well,
No
for
problem.
giving me the opportunity to take the interview.
No problem. Wish you luck, brother.
Thank you.
Shrushtidhar, you've shared your.
I have shared it. Can you
Share?
share? Yeah. On
Can
the
you
chat.
please share with Shivam also?
Yeah,
I put it in the chat box. Is it
Acha,
okay?
you put it open for all. Okay, done.
Yeah. Should I not, or should I
No,
send
it's
it?
fine. It's fine. It's fine. No problem.
yeah, I got it.
Okay. So everyone, please go through his resume and just during the interview, write down 3 things that he did right, 3 things that he could have improved. Right. In the meantime, YouTube say people who are connected, please like the video if you can. If you find it helpful, please like it. We'll get the motivation to conduct more of these sessions in the future also.
So let me just close the door of my room. So 1 second.
Haha, yes. Please close the door. Lock bhi kar do. No disturbances during the interview. So there's one thing which I noticed, right? I mean, which I noticed people do is people take interviews very lightly, right? I mean, what I always recommend students is to never take any interview lightly, even if it is a mock interview. In general, I'm saying not just for any specific person. In general, never take any interview lightly. Be as prepared as you can. Matlab, you can never be over prepared for an interview, right? There is nothing called as being over prepared for an interview, right? So never, ever lightly, right? So Shivam, please let me know when we are ready to start.
Yeah, sure. Give me a minute. I'm just going through his resume.
Yeah. ठीक है, Shrishthidhar, in the meantime, can you, yeah, if people can tell us what all more sessions like these would you want us to do, mock interviews for which all domains do you want us to do you want us to conduct in the future? We'll try to arrange for that also. For people in the chat on Zoom and for people who are connected from YouTube, please type it in the chat. What all sessions do you want us to continue in the future? Which domain, any specific session that you think will be helpful? Tax domain, people are saying, okay. FP&A, direct tax. Okay. DT, somebody from YouTube is saying DT domain. Okay. Okay, we'll try to conduct these sessions definitely. So,
Yes,
Shrishthidhar, where are you from?
I'm from Pune, Maharashtra.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Shivam, you are ready to start?
Yeah, we are.
Just give me a moment. I'll mute everyone.
Srishtidhar, you can unmute yourself.
Just a minute. I'll ask him to.
Yeah.
Shrishthidhar, you can unmute yourself. Yeah. All the best. Over to you both.
So, yeah, Srishtidhar, again, consider me from Big Four, and you are applying here for an assistant manager. Now, this time the firm will be EY. Okay.
Okay.
Great. So, for the next 15 minutes, we will start our professional discussion now.
Sure.
Great. So, hi Srishtidhar, good evening. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm good too.
Yeah.
So, Srishtidhar, tell me something about yourself in brief.
Yes, sir. First of all, I would like to thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. My name is Shrishthidhar Khoth, and I have recently qualified my chartered accountancy exam in November 2022. I hail from Pune, Maharashtra. I have scored. I've done my schooling from Maharashtra board, and I have scored 84% in 10th and 86% in 12th. I like to play badminton, and also I like to do sketching. And in terms of when it comes to my articleship journey, I have done my articleship from KKS and Associates, which is a well-known but small-size firm in Pune. I during my articleship journey, I have got an exposure of all the areas. So basically, if we get one of the client, we have to handle the whole of the compliances procedure regarding that client. For example, like the statutory audit, tax audit, and also GST compliances. So basically, during my 3 years, I've got experience of all the areas.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
So, like, I want you to tell us about any 3 clients that you have handled.
Okay, sir, shall I quote the name as well?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. So there was one client. There is one client named Kasturi Farm Private Limited, which is a poultry farm. Regarding it was an audit of basically all the poultry and related like eggs and various poultry related stuff. And second was also an automobile industry known as Golden Feathers Private Limited. And third was this. It was the industry was dormant, and uh, it was Daulat Agro Farm Private Limited. It was the food processing industry. So these are the main big clients that I handled during my tenure.
Okay. So like I want to from you to explain me the expense recording of an agriculture industry.
Yeah.
What are
So
the expenses and how will you audit those expenses?
yeah. So basically, this expenditure, this poultry farm is mostly labor intensive industry. So basically, the labor charges was much of was one of the big parts that contributed to the gross profit margin. Okay, so first of all, uh, we used to see the labor, how they were expensed. Then also it comes to logistics was a main part in logistics was a main part in this poultry industry. And so, like for if we go through the procedure for examining the expenditure, what we did was considering labor, we checked that whether all the labor laws has been complied with, like example EPF and insurance, and whether these are being complied with. And also we also check that whether this labor expenditure whether these are actually existing or not in reality. So once we did a field check, and also we interviewed some of the employees to check whether they are genuine or not. And also when it comes to logistics, this company uh, had trucks of its own, and also it used to outsource the logistics also. So we used to see how much of these trucks they own, and whether they have been properly recorded as assets in the books, and also how much part is it outsourcing, and uh, whether these outsourcing trucks have been properly recorded or not. So
Okay. So, like I personally have not come across a poultry farming industry in my
okay.
opinion.
Okay.
Like I am very keen to know like how does these assets recorded in it? Like this basically the poultry assets, and how does this assets recorded? How if an uh, hen lays an egg, then what's the treatment in it in the financial statement? Like I want to know from you.
Correct. So basically, these poultry farm, these poultry assets like livestock. So basically, what we are considering like chickens, and there are these three types of chickens called uh, broiler chickens, and one called as like normal chicken. Broiler chickens are for cutting, and normal chickens are for laying eggs. So basically, these chickens are not recorded as assets in the books. They are treated as inventory only. Okay, and the eggs they produce, they are also treated as they are also properly maintained. So for regarding assets as such, there wasn't any livestock that was being shown in the books. Only asset was like the warehouses where these chickens were kept, and the machinery on how these eggs were produced. And so these were basically the fair idea I was trying to give.
So don't you think that if they're not recording a livestock asset, it is
Correct.
incorrect treatment as per India's
No, no,
opinion?
no, 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 no. Because these livestock had a life of more less than 12 months, and also once these egg producing capacity is gone of the chickens, they are used for culling only. So basically, yeah. So this doesn't come into asset recognition criteria.
Okay. So, like in generally speaking, how will you perform an audit of an addition to the fixed asset? Not related to poultry farming, but a general company.
Yeah.
How
So
will you check an addition?
first of all, we will check the whether what requisition for the fixed assets has been given to the management or someone who is approving the fixed assets. Okay, then we will check whether uh, whether these are actually existing, no, whether these fixed assets are actually required. Then we will check the tenders that have been supplied to tenders have been supplied, and which tender has been accepted, and whether there has been a vendor preference or not. Okay, so we will check whether the rates are according to the market term, and also we will check whether these how when how when were these fixed assets bought into the no sorry when were these fixed assets, okay, how do I put this, whether these are actually existing or not. And also once during around, I think so, in between a period of 3 years, we will do a physical verification as well.
Okay. So like you didn't mention about the accounting treatments. Like how will you check an accounting treatment? Whether it's done correctly or not?
Yeah, so accounting treatment, yeah. So first we will check whether we first check the opening balances that has been there, okay, for fixed assets. Then we will check whether fixed asset, okay, opening balances. Then we will check how depreciation has been calculated. If it has been calculated in accordance with schedule 2 norms, and then we will check the methodology of depreciation, whether it has been SLM or WDV according to the company policies. And then we will check a physical verification will also be done. And then yeah, so that is the point.
Okay. Do you have any understanding about interest coverage ratio?
Sorry, interest?
Interest coverage ratio.
Yes, sir. I think I have the brief understanding because during my articleship I think I have done one CMA report for a bank. So I think interest coverage ratio, it shows that the capacity of the company to pay off the interest, I guess. So yeah, I think that is a fair idea that I have.
Okay, so like I will be quoting you ICR, मतलब interest coverage ratio of the 4 firms. Okay, 4 companies basically. So
Okay.
I want you to arrange them through an ascending or descending order from best to worst.
Okay.
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 Okay. So write it down, like what are the interest coverage ratio of the.
Sure.
So there's a company called JP Associates whose ICR is 0.8.
Okay.
Then DLF has 1.3.
Okay.
Then TBS Motors has 5.3.
Okay.
And Hindalco has 2.2.
Okay.
And you have to arrange them in ascending descender. That's best to worst, and why you have done that.
Okay.
You can take your time, like you will take a minute to analyze
Yeah, sure. Yes, sir. So can I tell you how the analysis I have come up to?
Yes, sure.
Sure. So yeah, so I have rated from good, best to worst. TBS will rank at number 1 at 5.3. Okay, and Hindalco will rank at second position at 2.2. DLF will rank at third position at 1.3, and GP Associates at last position at 0.8. So I cannot come at this analysis because the higher the rating, the higher the interest paying capacity of the company is, as far as my knowledge. And so we will also check the liquidity, the liquidity capacity the company is having to pay off the interest as well as the principal components of. Okay, so the higher the ratio, the higher the paying capacity is, as far my knowledge goes.
Correct. You're correct in it.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
can you explain with an example the concept of capitalization of any expense?
Capitalization of it. Sure. So, like considering our fixed assets only. Okay. Sorry, PPE in the normal terms. So, considering if one of the components of a fixed asset, if that is increasing the life of the fixed asset, we will generally capitalize it with the written down value of the fixed asset. Otherwise, then if it is categorized as spares, which is used in day-to-day businesses, then it will be we'll put it as an expenditure.
Okay. Right. Fine. So, like, why do you want to join EY and not any of the big four?
Yes, sir. So, considering my CA journey, EY was always on my radar, and I have also heard about the audit practices. Like, I'm not totally aware of how the audit goes, but I was always curious that how the big firms do the audit, and also I have been very inclined towards the process that EY follows, and I have heard many positive reviews from my peers as well. So that is one of the main reasons I want to join.
Okay, right. So, can you quote any three strengths and weaknesses of yours? Three strengths and three weaknesses.
Okay, so considering my strengths, I think uh, I'm a good team leader. Okay, and I have also worked in a team as well, and I have considered the insights of my teammates as well, and let them put up their own what do you say own insights into the audit. And I've also that is one of the thing. And also I'm a good listener. I like to hear other people's thoughts. And during COVID times also, I was reluctant from working from home and be in the office environment, so that I get to learn from other people's as well. And third point is I think I have good writing skills. And whenever during my office time, whenever there used to be a legal document or email writing, some formal email writing, my peers would used to come to me. So that were my strengths. And considering my weaknesses, I don't think this will count as a weakness, but I am also very inclined towards perfection. Like if I want something some way, I will try to do it that way only. But and also I will research on it a lot, which might take some time considering the time constraints and resources that we have. So means I don't think that might be called as a weakness, but researching on a topic a bit lot might take more of my time. So that is one of the weakness I can state.
Okay. Okay. So there's an addition amendment to Schedule 3 where we have to do some additional disclosure in financial statement, right?
Correct. Yeah.
You can summarize 3-4 disclosures that have come up.
Sure. So as far as Schedule 3 is considered, I know that one disclosure that we have to give is the shareholding of the proprietor. We have to view like the opening and closing balances and the percentage of change on the holding of the shareholding of the proprietor. That is one of the disclosure. Second is aging analysis of debtor accounts receivables, for doubtful and normal accounts receivable for aging analysis according to 6 months, I guess. Yeah, 6 months, 1 year, 1 year, 1 to 2 years, 2 to 3 years, and more than 3 years. And same goes for aging analysis for creditors as well, for MSME and normal creditors, which goes from 1 year, 1 to 2 years, and 2 to 3 years, and more than 3 years. Uh, so yeah, these are the new disclosures that we have to give in
Okay.
Schedule 3.
Just go through us quickly about accounting of leases in books of lessee. Just quickly.
Yeah, so accounting in the books of lessee, we are So there is a lease liability that we have to record and a ROU asset we have to record. So lease liabilities are the present value of all the lease payments that we have to make over the period of time using the implicit rate of return. And according to this, the present value, same amount we have to put a ROU asset, and on that ROU asset, we have to put up depreciation every year. And on the lease liability, we have to unwinding of the lease liability using the rate, and that will be considered as finance cost. And the it will go on both sides of the profit and loss statement.
Okay. So, do you know the purpose of pivot table, VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP?
Yeah, sure. So pivot table goes for analyzing the data in a dynamic manner. Like if we want, like if there is a huge data and we have to find something particularly, for example, let's take an example, like if there is a sale, if there are sales of different clothes in different countries and in different countries and of different shops. So if we want a sale of a orange color shirt in suppose Mumbai, and in Mumbai and in suppose Kandivali shop. So that if we want to segregate that, we can use pivot table, and like for suppose for Mumbai 4 shops are there. For 4 shops we can find the it in a data form, in a tabular form, and that can be dynamic as well. And that comes of a pivot table. For VLOOKUP goes for finding, it is basically a finding tool, VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. So if we want to find the how much sale of an orange color shirt has happened, so we can just VLOOKUP for that shirt in the sales column, and we will get the amount directly. So this is and it goes for left to right only. It's not that dynamic. We can use index and match instead.
And HLOOKUP?
HLOOKUP is same. Only for VLOOKUP is in a vertical format, and HLOOKUP is for data that is given in horizontal format.
Okay. So, what are your plans for the further studies?
Yeah. So further studies right now, I have studied a lot for my CA journey as well. So right now I'm looking for exposure, but according to I will look for the opportunity that the company I'm working for would like to offer to me in my professional journey. Like for example, I'm looking forward for CFE exam, which goes for forensic audit. CFE, Certified Fraud Examination, which will be helpful in forensic audit. And as it goes for statutory audit, it goes hand in hand only. So that is my future plan. But for right now, I'm looking for exposure only.
Okay. So, tell me, like, why should we not hire you?
Why should you not hire me? Okay. Uh, okay. I cannot say that I am fully competent for this job, but if you find someone that has much more better skill set, or has a much more experience than me, then I think you should consider that person as well. But I think you should consider me as well also.
Okay. So, what's the salary expectations?
Yeah. So salary expectation would, I think, according to according to the industry standards and the ICI guidelines that has been mentioned in the recent campus placement, I think it ranges from around 9.5 lakh to 10.5 lakh per annum. So I would be much more happier if I get the salary in that range.
But according to your past experience, we wanted to first give you a bracket of 8 to 8.5 lakhs. Are you okay with it?
Sir, I am okay with it, but considering considering my skills, and I think I think I have better fit for this role. And the also some IC has also put up guideline for this role, so I think it should be around the amount I stated.
But you said the first line that you are not that competent when I asked you that why should we not hire you.
No,
Then
I'm not, I didn't, I not say I'm not saying I'm not competent. I'm saying that if you find someone better, like there is always room for improvement, right?
yeah, yes.
Yes. So after a year a while, if somebody compares it with me, I will be in the different position, right?
Okay, great, great, great. So yeah, HR will get in touch with you if you're selected.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thanks, Shrishthidhar. Thanks, thank you.
Wonderful. So let us first of all give a round of applause for Shrishthidhar also. YouTube wali janta, please chat में also and here also. Because it's not easy to publicly, right? I mean, वैसे otherwise in an
I
interview it's a
know,
closed room, right? I mean, there
I
is
know,
only
I
an
know.
interviewer and the interviewee. Nothing goes out, right? But here in publicly committing to it and publicly agreeing to an interview, it takes courage. So
Yes,
kudos
sir.
to Sridhar also. Uh,
Thank
before
you so much.
before we move on to the feedback from our mentor, as I said, I hope you've also paid attention to what he did right and what he could have improved.
Much room for
So I want you
improvement,
all
sir.
to type in the chat what are the things that he did good and what are the things that he could have improved. YouTube wali Janta, please, you can also mention in the chat what are the things that you think he did right, what are the things you think he could have improved, and that you also commit to following these things in your interviews, right? So please put in the chat. Technically very sound, smile, okay. Of course, smile always improves your chances of getting hired, so that is there only. Articles of experience explained well, giving answers in points, confidence enough. Okay, what else? What else? What else?
कुछ बुरा भी बोल दो.
Articles of experience, ठीक है, better. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Somebody from YouTube is saying he has great exposure and practice of concepts. Little bit fumbling. Okay.
Yes.
Better to code technical language. Improve clarity. Gagan is saying improve clarity. Sheenu from YouTube. She's saying practice speaking more and more. Okay. Little bit fumbling. Okay. What are people
Sir, I
here
missed.
in chat saying? Poultry farming explanation.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
think
sort
was right.
I
Okay.
messed up a little, I guess.
ठीक
Yes.
है. Body language need to be practiced. Looking like interview was fixed. नहीं भाई कोई interview fix नहीं था. I mean, how can you come up with these things? Yeah. Can do more on communicating in a better way. What he was thinking was fumbling a bit. Should improve that. Okay. Might be he used Indes 40. It's okay. Can improve technical. ठीक है यार, for people who wrote in the chat, at least at least I can be sure that they are the ones who are listening to it actively. Practicing answers can help. Yeah, of course. So for
Yes, yes.
example, मतलब मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है कि interview is more about knowing yourself, right? The more you know yourself, the better you'll be able to answer in the interview. Anyway, so let's first move on to the feedback from our mentor Shivam. What do you have to say about the interview?
Okay, sir, Shrishthidhar, it was great pleasure to take your interview.
Thank you. Thank you.
First, I will be like to quote some negative things that I found in you. Okay, then we will come to positive ones. First thing first, lots of use of filler words, and it was feeling like you were thinking and telling the answer.
Okay.
So that shouldn't be happen in the interview. Like there might be instances where you don't know the answer, but don't try not showing them in front of the interview, right?
Okay.
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 So
Okay.
answering was something I felt very bad here. Then body language also, it was very casual according to me.
Okay.
It was very casual. Like you are sitting for a professional interview, so body language should be a bit on a stiffness side, and
Correct.
hand movement was good, but I don't feel like it was a way of a professionally speaking. Like it was
Okay.
really okay. Then the positive that I found in you was your explanation related to articleship was really very good. It shows that you have done something in articleship. But yeah, the accounting treatment that you told was incorrect.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Yeah, so that was something I got you there. Then when we asked a candidate about the three names of a client or any three client that you want to quote, big clients, so like we expect them from to quote them something about revenue and what they have done in that client.
Okay.
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 So we talked about the name of the company and the in which sector it is related to.
Correct.
But what you have done in that, I would like to listen briefly about it.
Correct. Okay. 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 Got it. Got it.
To the last of the interview, I tricked you there that why should we not hire you, and you got tricked.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I know.
Never show the negative side of yours. Never tell anything negative about you, or never say anything negative as compared to other candidates. You told that you may get some other candidate there. I may not be that competent, so never use those words. Even if I am telling that why should we not hire you, you should stick to the point that why should we hire you.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You could have said that I don't find any reason of not hiring me because as per my understanding of the job role and the job description, I think I have the expertise and the knowledge that is required for this job. And moving forward with your organization, I will be learning more and taking a specialization up ahead.
Okay.
So you should definitely hire me. I think because I think I'm the best fit for this role.
Okay. Okay.
But and again,
Okay.
as I said to Abhitesh, that what's the salary expectation? You should quote according to me. You should quote some the figure. So you started with that some industry standards and what campus is offering. I don't want to listen to that type of explanation here.
Okay. Directly, only a ballpark amount I
You
should
can say
quote.
that you can say that depending like as per my understanding of the job role, I'm expecting this salary from you.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm open to negotiation.
Okay. Okay.
Just yeah,
Sure.
it will not look like that you are very rigid to it.
Correct. Okay.
So these are some points that I want to highlight with here. So yeah, this is something else.
Okay, great. Thanks, Shashidhar, and of course the mentor. It's already 10, right? We had planned this for 9 to 10. So I don't think we'll be able to conduct one more mock right now. But definitely we'll keep on organizing sessions like these. There are two, three couple of important things that I want you to keep in mind about the upcoming sessions that are going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a pre-placement talk for the company Anand Rathi, wealth management. This is into wealth domain. So I want you all to register there, of course. And tomorrow we also have a session on how to prepare for statutory audit interview. This is a mock interview session, but of course, how to prepare for it, what are the things that you should keep in mind, all those things we will cover in tomorrow's session. How you can register? You can go to mentorship.camonk.com. On the events tab, you will find the link to the session, and there you can register yourself. Of course, if you want to become a part of a very formal curriculum where mentors, fantastic mentors like Shivam join us, you can explore getting interview ready workshop that is going to start from 27th. It is going to be a fantastic life-changing experience which has been taken by more than 4,000 plus chartered accountants. So you can see the testimonials for yourself where it will be a holistic training for you. If you are serious about preparation, you can explore that also. In case if you have any doubts, you can ping us on various social media platforms. We'll try to cover as many things as possible, right? Also, people who are connected from YouTube, do comment on the type of sessions you would want us to take in the future. We'll keep it in mind and try to organize sessions in the future. The recording for this session will also be available on YouTube for people who want to watch it later, right? Is there anything else? Any couple of final 2-3 questions if we can take, Shivam, and then I think we'll call it a day. Any questions if you have, guys? If you can put it in the chat, we'll take some questions, couple of questions, and then we'll call it a day.
Yeah, sure. I can take it up.
टैक्स डोमेन सेशंस वगैरह करेंगे. अभी कोई क्वेश्चन है तो पूछ लो. क्वेश्चंस नहीं है, खाने का टाइम हो गया. लेट्स मूव टू डिनर. You ask what are the question? Should we avoid mentioning name of the client?
Okay. Answering to this question, like if you want to uh, express something negative findings from an article sheet days, then don't mention the name of the clients. Here, what I asked to Sushtidhar was, I want to have an understanding of the three major clients that he have done. So here he didn't speak anything negative about the clients, right?
Correct.
But if the question would have been that any key findings or any key observation from an articleship days, and you want to express something negative, like you found a fraud or you found an observation, then don't mention the name of the client at that time. Okay. I hope this answers your question.
Yeah. Okay. When can we know important? ठीक है. How to answer? How to answer when you don't know the answer?
Okay. If there is a question that you think that you have to take some a minute or 30 seconds to think about, you could just take some time, like ask the interview that if you could drink water or something like that between the interview, and buy some time there, 20 to 30, 10 to 20 seconds, and think the answer at that time. Or if you don't know the answer, ekdam bhi, matlab, you know that you will not able to answer this thing, you just tell them that for now I am not equipped with this answer, but I will surely research upon it and come back to you very soon. Okay, this is the best way to answer instead of wasting the time in thinking or telling some answer that is not relevant to the question.
Yes, because more often than not, the interviewer will be able to call out when you're faking it, right? So don't try to fake it. If you don't, so there are two scenarios, right? There are three scenarios. In fact, you know the answer, you answer them. You don't know the answer, you tell them that you don't know the answer as of now, and then you will research about it. You partially know the answer and think, yaar, thoda chance le sakte hain. You tell them that you don't exactly know the answer, but this is what you think it might be. Right? So because interviewers has gone through your phase, right? I mean, unke aise hi baal safed nahi ho, right? They know, they are sitting there, they know what you've been through and what could be the possible scenarios. So mostly they'll figure it out when you're faking it. So don't fake it. ठीक है. Anything else? Are you taking resume now or asking general questions? Of course, based on the resume, it's a mix of both, I think, right, Shivam? Are you taking mock based on his resume or general questions?
I did both. Now I asked about
Yes.
based upon the resume to both. Like from Abhitej, I asked about automobile sector. From Sushildar, I asked about the poultry sector. Then I asked something on technical parts also, like from a bit of a Ind AS, a taxation, a bit of a audit questions also. So it will be a mix and match of all.
Great, yaar. I think few common mistakes that we'll share on the WhatsApp group. I hope you all are a part of the WhatsApp community as well. We'll keep on sharing some really valuable collaterals on that. Let's end on a happy note. Let's unmute ourselves and let's click some good pictures and take some memories with our mentor Shivam. I want you all to unmute. Let's do our tradition. Let's, on the count of one, let's shout out loudly, not cheese, not paneer, but chapati. Right? जोर से unmute कर लो सब पहले फटाफट. अनम्यूट कर लो, फिर ये सारी फोटोज आपको भेजेंगे जब आप सीएफओ बन जाओगे ना किसी कंपनी के, तब आपको रिमाइंड कराएंगे कि शिवम जी ने मेंटर सेशन लिया था तब. Let's unmute ourselves on the count of one. Let's shout out on one. Let's shout out chapati. 3, 2, 1, chapati. Great. Great, yaar. Wonderful. ठीक यार, on this note, on a very happy note, thank you all for joining. I hope this session was valuable and you learned something new. I hope so. We'll keep on continuing organizing sessions like these. That's fine. The emotions are captured, the smiles, the 32 teeth are captured, so don't worry about it. Yeah, so thanks all for joining. Thank you, Shivam. I'm extremely delighted. And thank you for joining, Shivam, and for your valuable time and the feedback that you've given to the students. Right? Thank you all for joining. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye. Take